Okay, welcome everyone. Nice to share Friday afternoon with you. So we got our blankets figured out, we have our seats. Let's come in for a few moments of quiet together and then we'll launch into our practice with an invocation. You can rest your hands in your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes. I've been saying in the last couple of weeks that you want to rein your senses back in as if you were the fisherman with the net in the ocean and you're pulling the net back in. And so pull your senses back in for now. You can call the sense of sight back home, call the sense of listening back home. The senses of smelling, tasting, and touching, they can also come back home. And when you call your senses back home, and try to imagine this vertical plumb line that I've been speaking about. You might call it the central channel, or kind of like an antenna. And let your senses come back in and place your mind in this vertical, nourishing plumb line from the earth through the inner body up to the heavens. You can remind yourself that the practice of yoga may include coming into this plumb line. Certainly we teach it frequently, but it is not a kind of denouncing of or separating yourself from what the world needs of you. And so let your attention also have this sort of horizontal plane that I've been speaking about, like your 360, your sense of porousness with life. And to support that sense of the vertical and the wide reaching, it's really helpful to use the breath in a consistent and steady way. So returning to a teaching from a few weeks ago, the most subtle form that you make with your Ujjayi breath. Don't make it the largest Ujjayi breath, not the most vigorous, but come to the most subtle form of your Ujjayi, where the sound may be quieter, the breath more silky, and the quality of attention needed for this very subtle Ujjayi is more elegant attention. And attention that has less likelihood of coercion or manipulation, more likelihood of sensitivity and collaboration with your body. And you might just take notice of what you're experiencing with the breath, like how subtle is it capable of being and still be present? What is the quality of smoothness in the breath? What do you sense to be the volume of your inhale or your exhale? And what is the general pace? And each of these are ways to get a sense of like what's happening for you internally, physiologically, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, what's happening? Begin to become more aware of the pauses or the transitions in your breath. Top of the inhale, slight inhale, pause, beginning of the exhale. Bottom of the exhale, slight exhale, pause, beginning of the inhale. Just become more aware in those particular cycles, those particular transitions in your breath. And please do that 3 times more. And you may sense the breath on this vertical plane. You may sense its invitation for you to more deeply focus inwardly. But practice having your mind not be exclusive of the world around you. That we know we are influenced by world events, community events. We know we're here to recalibrate, to freshen our perspective, to revitalize. We're also here to let the fabric of the body inform us of the neurological, neurobiological matrix that we are a part of. And sometimes we don't get that news from the body until we sit down for our yoga practice. With appreciation for the fact that you're here and you've organized yourself to be so, please join your hands at your heart. And we're going to chant together Om Bhurabhuva Suvaha, the Gayatri mantra. You may sing with me. Om Bhurabhuva Suvaha Tatsavitor Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimoi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhurabhuva Suvaha Tatsavitor Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimoi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhurabhuva Suvaha Tatsavitor Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimoi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. With appreciation for your efforts to be here and everyone else's efforts, and with an inclusion in your heart for what's happening in our society and the larger world. May this practice be deeply beneficial and nourishing. May it also allow to surface that which you most deeply need to know about the wisdom of your body and what this time in our society is asking for from each of us. You may bow your head to your heart. Release your hand, please. Open your eyes. And you may rise up to standing. We're going to take a wide stance on the yoga mat. You don't need your 2 blankets yet, but I would like you to have 2 blocks. Oh, thanks, Susie. Okay, so in this wide stance that we're going to be taking, it's like an equilateral triangle for your feet and your legs. And then I would like you to have the two blocks. Let's start with them on the medium setting like this, and come down to, even if your hamstrings are more flexible, come down to this version of Prasarita Padottanasana. So the torso may be more or less horizontal to the floor right now because we've elevated your hands. Place the tip of your tongue behind the top two teeth. And as you hollow the back of the throat, begin listening for the Ujjayi sound, your most subtle sound, for both your inhale and your exhale. And when you're listening to the sound of the breath here, do your best to make it smooth and consistent in pace. And let the request for the subtle form of your Ujjayi breath, the extra elegance needed in your concentration, let that help to bring your senses back home, your mind concentrating in the here and now. Keeping your legs steady, walk your blocks forward so that now the upper body appears like it would in downward dog pose in terms of your hands, arms, and shoulders. Keeping your hands on the two blocks is going to mean that you're a little higher than you would be if you use the floor. And I'd like you to sense the inhale like a parachute into the back of your body. And then sense the exhale as a place to tone the deep low belly, starting just above your pubic bone and rolling in towards your sacrum and up towards your navel. Make a smooth release into the inhale like a parachute to your back body. Please do that one more time, one more breath cycle. Follow your exhale to its completion, and then make a gentle release from the exhale to the exhale pause to your inhale. Walk your hands back so that they're beneath your shoulders with your blocks. So what we're going to do here now is add some twisting and a massage to the upper back. Let's keep the left hand on the block where it is and put the right block out of the way, something like this. Okay, so with the left arm straight and strong, let the shoulder and arm be the stable place and drop your rib cage slightly down. So you've got the rib cage a little bit asymmetrical. The right arm can drape towards the floor like the trunk of an elephant. So this is where we return on the exhale. And then when you inhale, begin now, strengthen your left arm, rotate your chest and rib cage and your heart, then raise your right arm. And when you exhale, come down slowly to that starting position. Like the right arm is like a deflated balloon, but the left arm is very strong still. And inhale, press down through your left arm, rotate your rib cage, your heart, then raise your right arm and your gaze. And exhale to lower. So at your pace, please do this 3 times more. You can use the most subtle form of the Ujjayi. Even though your left arm, I'm asking it to be quite strong. I don't want you to try overpowering the Ujjayi breath, but listen for a little more elegance in the strength of your body, rather than becoming sort of coercive or manipulative with your body. Aim for collaboration. And exhale one more time to come down. Now place your right hand out on the block that you moved aside. Put the left block to the side and take the left arm under to reach back towards the wall behind you. You could put the back of your left hand on the floor there.
So one arm is overhead, one arm is not. This means it's asymmetrical for the rib cage. I'm going to ask you to inhale again like a parachute into the back body. And exhale, energize both arms. Do that again, please. Inhale into the back body like a parachute. And exhale, energize both arms. Collaborate with your body so the attitude is one of partnership, not of coercion. And then walk your hands back to our starting position. So now you've got two blocks, two hands. Place the left block well ahead of the right. You're kind of putting it out of the way. With the right arm strong, invite the left rib cage and the left shoulder and the left arm to dangle like a deflated balloon. Right arm steady. We're going to inhale to begin. Twist to your left. And when you exhale, go slowly. You have the full length of the exhale to come back to this returning position. Try to time the movement to go with the length of your exhale. Same thing with your inhale. To open without rushing, without urgency. Less focus on the destination of the two poses that we're using and more focus on the process between them. Again, strengthen your right arm. Inhale, twist to your left, opening to the horizons in life in which you are participating by being on your yoga mat right now, so that your body might offer to you the wisdom you most need to hear. When you next exhale, let that be the last one, so you're coming down thoughtfully, no particular rush there. And then walk your left hand out to the block that's in front of you. Put the right block aside. Take the right hand and reach under. So keeping both arms in integrity, your thoracic spine is asymmetrical right now. When you inhale, strengthen your legs and parachute the back body. And then exhale, energize both arms. Again, please inhale smoothly. And exhale, energize both arms. And then walk this back so you've got your hands on your two blocks in our starting position. And let's go heel, toe, step in. Place your feet hip distance apart, and you can rise up to standing. Okay, and please step forward on your yoga mat. We're going to come into Surya Namaskar now, and I'm going to ask you to do a few things asymmetrically with the arms. I'm looking at that cross crawl pattern that can benefit the brain, left to right. I also want to give you just something like asymmetrical, tiny bit unusual that you have to concentrate more to be here, so that your mind is not wandering into your mental habits. We want to sense the wisdom of the body that can surface during our practice. So please join your hands. Energize your legs. Come into the smoothness of the Ujjayi breath, watching the gentle transition at the exhale pause and at your inhale pause. With your next inhale, sweep the hands down, palms up, lift up, open your heart, your throat, and your eyes. And then exhale, arms wide, bow forward into Uttanasana. Use the two blocks to help you press down to firm the deep low belly towards a complete exhale. Inhale, glide your heart forward, raise up to your fingertips. Exhale, left foot straight back. Press down through your right heel, please. Split the arms, left arm forward, right arm back. Okay, inhale to rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach forward like an arrow. Scissor the right arm back, please. Inhale to rise, crescent lunge. When you exhale and bow forward, think of this like a position of humility. Turn your attention into your body. Inhale, rise. Imagine the wisdom of your body being invited to come to you. Exhale, bow forward, right arm back. Once more, inhale, inviting wisdom to rise. Now exhale, sweep the arms wide, and as you come forward, lightly touch both blocks. Inhale, float your left foot forward, heart forward. And then exhale, right toes back. Split the arms, please. Right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, float up. Use the gesture of the left arm to invite wisdom to rise. Exhale. Aim your right arm forward like an arrow. Inhale. Move at the pace that is your body's cadence, where your breath, your body, and your mind, they are synchronized. Inhale, rising. Exhale, arms wide and forward and down. Please touch the two blocks and step backwards to downward dog pose. Now in this downward dog pose, I'm going to ask you to keep the arms really steady. Continue reaching your hips back. So when I say touch the knees lightly down, I am not using the word forward. So we're not going to come forward to touch the knees down. In fact, let me go as a profile so you'll understand. So here's an inhale. And then you exhale to bend the knees and bring them down towards the floor. They don't go all the way. Then inhale up to dog pose. And exhale, bend your knees as if they're going to come down to the floor. Inhale up to dog pose. And one more time, exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, rise to dog pose. And then exhale and come forward to plank pose. Now in plank pose, keep your plank pose steady from your back heel to the crown of your skull, whichever the foot's going to be behind you. Please inhale. And then exhale, toe touch your right toes out to the right. Bring it back in. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Center, right. Center, left. Center, right. Center, left. Center. Downward facing dog. Now after some exertion in the belly and the use of your belly muscles, notice what happens for the breath while your lungs are slightly inverted right here. And then with an exhale, please step your awkward foot forward first, up between the two blocks, then step the other foot forward. Enjoy a deep bow towards your legs. And inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause and sense the plumb line, your plumb line, this vertical plumb line, from which we can be stable enough to sense the larger world and our place within it. Now, again, towards the sun salutation. Little change in the sun salutation this time. So inhale, Ujjayi breath. Raise your arms up.
Exhale, chair pose. And think of what we were just doing in that sort of child's pose thing. And let your chair pose be a little more compressed in the belly. Then inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Let's do that again. When you exhale, come down to chair pose and invite it to be a little bit more compressed in the belly, like you're closing the bellows of the harmonium. Support the full exhale. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Once more, exhale, kind of a variation on chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Energize your legs. Remember your inner arches and inner thighs as you bow forward. Now inhale, glide forward. When you exhale, step backwards with your left foot to the distance that you would use for the pose called Parsvottanasana, which is the standing separate leg forward bending pose. Okay, put the block for your left hand up high, put the block for your right hand down behind your right foot like this. And then let's inhale, rise up. And exhale, left hand forward, right hand back, bow towards your right leg. Inhale to rise up. Try to time it so you come to the high point here at the top of your inhale. Exhale. Inhale to rise up. So the left arm takes off before the right arm does. That's a part of the process. Little back bend at the top right here. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, rise up. The left arm does start sooner, the right arm does catch up. Little back bend at the top. Last one. Exhale. Bring your right block forward, left block down, and inhale to step forward. You exhale, right foot back. Make that slight angle for your back foot again. Now take the right block, tip it up, walk the left block back, and let's inhale to come up. A little back bend here at the top, but that back bend is supported by everything from your foundation upwards. So inhale, and exhale. Scissor the arms. Inhale to rise, right arm, left arm, they meet at the back bend. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. At your own cadence, twice more. Sense the back bend at the top of the inhale and relish the forward bend at the bottom of the exhale. May wisdom from within your own body be what surfaces in your practice, what your body needs you to know. Bring your left block forward, tip the right block down, and step backwards to downward dog pose. And this time when you touch the knees down, go all the way down towards child's pose. Take one block to put for your head, please. Now, having had some movements, you're going to stay in child's pose for a few breath cycles and try to sense what happens there in the downward attention, inward, downward, towards the region of the low belly. Let's think of it as a region where we've said before, the landscape of our longings, our deepest desires, the multiple ways in which we could express ourselves if there was freedom for creativity, spontaneity. If our needs were being met, how our vitality in this region of the body would be flourishing. So sense that deep inside your child's pose. And please walk your hands back and rise up to kneeling. And let's take this stack of 2 blankets. Like, why did we go to the trouble? We're going to lay this down the yoga mat like this. So some of you yesterday said that the back bend, cobra pose, upward dog, they were a little bit difficult. So we're going to actually elevate. The pelvis goes right here, and your thighs and knees will be on the floor like this. You've got your 2 blocks at the ready, but you can come down to your forearms like this. Yep. So now it's easier to scoop the tailbone down to have the pubic bone press into the front edge of the blankets. So see if you can find the tone of the low belly right here. Make a little pillow of the 2 hands. Rest your chin down for a moment. Notice where the breath is in your body. This part of our sequence is going to be a little bit challenging for some of you. In some ways, it'll be challenging for all of us. So I want to really encourage you right now to sense, where is the breath? Where is this internal support? And keeping the legs grounded, pubic bone, tailbone, and pelvis stable. Then return to your hands in Sphinx pose, hands and elbows like this. Press your index fingers down, palms down. Press into your elbows and raise your heart just slightly, but think of, as yesterday, the collarbones, the neck, throat, and then the base of your skull. And then press down into both hands and raise up so your elbows can straighten. And keeping the legs grounded, check and see if you could raise your left arm. And exhale to lower. And then check to see, are you able to raise your right arm? And exhale to lower that one. Return to Sphinx. Place your hands, turn your head to your right. Take a deep breath into the belly. Allow the low belly to expand into your back waist as you inhale. Okay, now return your head to center. Take your arms back alongside your torso. And when you next inhale, sweep your arms wide. Continue the left arm forward, turn your gaze to your right. And then exhale to lower down to your starting position. Inhale, raise your arms wide. Continue your right arm forward, gaze to your left. And exhale to come down to your starting position. Inhale, rise. Sweep your left arm forward, gaze right. And exhale to descend. Once more, inhale, rise. Right arm forward, gaze left. And exhale to descend. Make a pillow of your hands, turn your head to your left. And try to sense the breath again from the low belly expanding into your back waist. And then bring your 2 blocks in. Place them on the flat setting. 1 elbow on each block, please. Let's do palms face up like this. So when you're on the blankets, if you root the tailbone down, it should feel like you have a little more control over that. And then you press down into your elbows. So your Sphinx pose, we want this to feel like a smooth line from the deep low belly, that region I was just talking about, where all the longing, the desire, the needs, the expressions, the creativity, all living there in the watery element of the second chakra. Press down firmly into your forearms, raise your heart up. And ask yourself if you can raise your left arm up alongside your left ear. And then exhale, place the left forearm down. Note the low belly and the transverse abdominis. Maybe you can raise your right arm up. And exhale to bring that one down. So you're back in Sphinx pose. Make a little pillow. Go ahead and keep the blocks where they are. Turn your head to the right. Welcome the breath to expand into your back waist. Okay, and then one more. You're going to turn the blocks up and place your forearms on the two blocks. Okay, so with the elbows firmly on the blocks, press down into your forearms and raise the heart up. So your back bend is coming higher because it's more supported, but also use the tops of your feet, use both legs, root the tailbone down. Do not squeeze your butt cheeks towards each other like the old-fashioned egg beaters, but rather tone the pelvic muscles from the top of the sacrum down towards your sitting bones, towards your tailbone. Float the inner belly in and up, lift your heart, lift your collarbones, open the throat, lift the base of your skull, the crown of your skull. Asymmetrically pull your heart forward and your shoulders back. You can ask again for the deep wisdom of your body. May that be what surfaces in class today. So you're informed, not so much from your cognition, but from your somatics, from the fabric of the body. And then let's place one hand on the blocks at a time. Walk your blocks back so they're under your shoulders like this. And then you're going to press down into the blocks, roll the shoulders back, rise up towards cobra, and let it become upward facing dog pose. So long, deep breathing if you can, and you might have more capacity than you would have without the sequence that just preceded. We keep the legs strong, including the inner thighs, tailbone down, and the shoulders do go back. The heart does come up. You may also lift your chin. And then exhale, lower your knees, tone your low belly, float backwards towards child's pose, keeping the hands outstretched on the blocks. Rest your forehead on the front of your blankets. And go back inside the belly energetically. Take your mind down there in the land of the senses, in the land of the second chakra. And you can ask of your body, for what is it most deeply longing? What wisdom might your inner body have to offer? And then you can roll yourself up to kneeling or to sitting. Okay, and let me show you how we're going to finish. And what I'm going to do is take these two blankets so that you can see the profile. And this is picking up a portion of yesterday's restorative yoga class that I'm going to do right now. So when you set up, I'm going to recommend that you place your hips on the blankets and then watch out for hair clips.
When you lie down, I'd like your pelvis to be on the two blankets. And then you've got this sort of gravity supported process where the knees drop in towards the abdomen. So like this, please. Yeah. Take the arms out to the side. You can center your head and close your eyes. I'm just looking at you as you're practicing there. So when the knees drop in like this and gravity is supporting that, see if you can go into the deep low belly and actually relax the muscles right near the pubic bone, just above the pubic bone, just across from one hip bone to the other. And raise your arms up overhead. The arms can be relaxed overhead. They have no particular assignment. I just want them overhead for what it changes in your breathing. My hope is that gravity is helping your knees to come in towards your shoulders, not that you're struggling with your abdominal muscles right now. And so you might watch a few exhale breath cycles just coming and going. Does the exhale feel any bit more natural, a little bit supported by gravity? Now we're going to do something 3 times, and this will take us into Shavasana. So raise your arms deliberately overhead now. That is your inhale. And then exhale and curl up towards your knees. So raise your arms, raise your head. Inhale to roll down slowly. Arms overhead also slowly. Finish at the apex of your inhale. And exhale to curl up and forward. Inhale, roll down. And last one, exhale to roll up. And inhale to roll down. And then keeping the low belly just gently toned, touch your tiptoes back to the floor, and then your heels. Let the arms relax. Just watch what happens now with how your diaphragm and your belly and your breath work together. And then walk backwards until the blankets are right behind, I guess you could say just in front of your sitting bones, so that when you're in Shavasana, the thighs here are like a gentle slope down to the pelvis, and not that your lower back is touching the floor, but it's going in that direction. Close your eyes and invite again that from deep inside your body, the wisdom of what your somatics wants you to know that could surface by your loving invitation for that to be so. And keep your senses at home here. And continue to draw them in.
You could sense your mind to be like a stone gently placed at the surface of a pond in the low belly, and the stone going gently down and down, and taking your attention with it, so that you go into the deep waters of the belly towards your sacrum and rest there. Invite the inner belly to be like very tranquil water, and the stone easily descends. Your attention beneath the surface of the water and down and down and down towards your sacrum. Allow your mind and your senses to gather there at this imaginary stone deep inside the tranquil waters of the pelvis, near to your sacrum. As you rest in this deep place in the belly, you demonstrate your sincerity by resting your mind there. Allow the inner wisdom of your body to bring to you some information or an image, maybe a word. Allow your body to stay really porous to receive what comes. What visits with you in that deep, watery place near to the sacrum.
And you can lightly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Place both hands on the low belly. It's a gesture of respect to that wisdom and this region of the body which holds our deepest longings, our vitality, our creativity, and also houses the unmet needs, which are very important in both our personal life and our community and society life. And you can gently tone the low belly to help you lift one knee and then the other. Please roll to your side. Use both hands to come up to sitting. Take a seat. As you come up, you can bring your hands to your heart, or one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. No need to make any kind of breath right now, only to observe. Your body is being breathed. There's a pulsation, a rhythm, a cadence. Also listen for the possibility that your vertical channel, your central channel, is more quiet, more available, less obstructed. And your senses are able to feel the world, not to close out the world. And then please bring your hands to your heart. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. It's so nice to have you for practice. I will come up to visit for a few moments and find out how you are.